Welcome back to My Little Book Love podcast, a podcast created for readers and reviewers like you. Whether you're looking for book recs, inspiration to post on your bookish social media, or validation that your favorite book was actually that good, I hope you find whatever you need here. As always, everyone is welcome. I'm your host, Miko Books, a Kentucky-based bookstagrammer. If you like what you hear today, follow me on Bookstagram at Miko Books. That's MICHCO Books on Instagram, where I upload more bookish content. Let's get into it. Today's topic is one that is near and dear to my heart. It is how to navigate bookish events. If you're someone who's been putting off getting tickets to book signings, events that are like author events, anything like that, because you don't know what to expect or because you don't want to go alone, then I'm going to share some things that have worked for me today. So, the first event that I ever went to was Authors in the Bluegrass in 2022. Like I said, I am from Kentucky, so this was a book event in Lexington, Kentucky, which is about 2 hours from me. I was new to the bookish community at the time, and I saw someone post about it on Instagram. And if you know anything about me, you should know that I am very impulsive. So I just bought a ticket and decided I would just show up and see what happens. I didn't invite anyone to go with me, which is so strange because now I would ask friends to go or my sister or, like my friend Renee. We go to a ton of events together. But at the time, I guess I just didn't have any friends that liked to read, and my sister wasn't really into reading then. Or if she was, we weren't really talking about it. So I just decided I would show up and see what happened. You may be wondering, first off, what you should even be bringing to a bookish event. So, here are some things that I've brought in the past and things that have been helpful for me. Any book that you want to get signed, you're going to want to bring that with you. Check and see who will be attending the event. And then, something that's been helpful for me in the past is prioritizing who I want to see. At smaller events, this isn't that much of an important thing to do because you'll have time to get around to everyone, and hopefully the lines won't be that long. But you want to check and see how many books you can get signed per author at the event. So I believe at Authors in the Bluegrass 2 years ago, it was like you could have 3 books signed per author or 3 items signed. But I know a lot of other events do things differently. I've seen 5 books signed at a time. I've seen bring whatever you have and we'll sign it. I've seen get your 3 books signed and then get in the back of the line and start over. And you can keep circling through as much as you want and get everything that you want signed. So you really just want to check. The most important thing that I'll tell you is you're going to want to read everything that they provide you with about how the event will be set up and what you can expect. And obviously, like if you're someone like me that it was a very impulsive decision, you really, really want to go through all that stuff and make sure that you even know what you can and can't have there. So bring any books you want to get signed or bring some blank name tags with you. So what I did the first time I went to an event was I went on Amazon and I got a pack of name tags. I got 2 separate ones. I got the big sheets that are blank, and then I got like a little pack that has like 2 per page. And these were great. And they're something I even use to this day because you can get an author to sign it and it becomes a signed book plate like you would get with special editions and things like that. I find this helpful because you can just get it signed at the event. You don't have to lug all your books around with you. You can bring the little book plate paper up to the table and be like, well, can you sign 3 of these? And they'll do it. And it's so much easier because they just put their signatures and it's so quick. So, something I do, if you use the signed book plate method, you're going to want to step over to the side after you get your stuff signed, and you're going to want to list who actually signed that, like whose signature that is. You can flip it on the back and put a note on the back about whose signature it is, or you can go over to the side outside of the sign box and list who signed it. This is really important because a lot of authors are used to signing so quickly that you're not going to really get a legible name. It's going to be like squiggles or something, it's going to be unique to the author, but it's going to be very difficult for you to know who it is. I've seen many times after book events, people will go onto the book event Facebook page and be like, please tell me who this is. So this is really common. It's really hard to know who signed what. So please heed this advice because in the past I've been like, I don't even know who this is now. So this is something I wish that I knew. Next, you're going to want to bring a backpack or a book cart. Now, if you're just starting, if this is a local author event, like if your Barnes and Noble is doing like a signing for one author, then you don't really need a backpack or a book cart. You could do a tote bag, or you could just carry the book, or you could slide it in your purse. It's not that, it's not that difficult. But if you are going to a multi author signing event, you're going to want something to carry your books. So, like I told you guys, the first event I went to was Authors in the Bluegrass. I showed up with the backpack, which worked. It worked great for me. All the books I wanted signed, I slid them in my backpack. But if you are going to an all day event, it's exhausting to lug around your backpack. And then also, you're picking up more goodies and more free books, stickers, whatever. And that stuff kind of adds up over time. So the backpack was good for space, but it's not so great if there's a ton of authors and you have a ton of books that you want signed, because I was having to stop a lot, pull my books out, put them back in order, move the ones that were signed to the bottom. It was just getting heavy. Like it is difficult to have a backpack. The book carts, this is important, and also it's a small investment. So if you buy a book cart for a event, you're going to want to see what's allowed. So obviously you can't have like a wagon book cart, like a long wagon that's open on top, because they don't really have room for things like that. Some events don't allow you to have those. What I'm talking about is like a little crate, a little small square looking crate that has a top that lifts on and off, and it has four wheels on the bottom. Now, if you are someone that knows that you're going to be waiting in lines for a long time, it's important that you get one that can hold your weight if possible. Like, look at the weight limit on it. This is so helpful, because when you're waiting in line for hours, or all day long, it just kind of adds up. You wait on this line for 45 minutes, this line for 20 minutes, like you're exhausted. So, if you are someone who tires easily, wear comfortable shoes, but also get a book cart that you can set on the top of it. And there are many that hold up to like 250 pounds or 200 pounds, so this is doable. Um, so you need a book cart. It's easier to plan where you want to put things in there. It keeps your books safer. It's not something you have to put onto your back. You kind of just like roll it around like a little duffel bag. It's so easy. So I did not get a book cart until I think a few events in for me. I was lugging around the backpack, which is doable. And I made it through, and I didn't really suffer too much. It was just a little bit heavy after a while, but if you don't want to invest in a book cart right now, you don't have to. You can make do with a backpack. Next, I'm going to say don't be afraid to bring homemade bracelets, stickers, bookmarks, whatever. So, something at book events that's really fun is people in the community are so creative. And so they'll make things for these events that they want to trade or give away. I have had people, just random people, you don't even really have to talk to them. They'll be like, "Do you want a bracelet?" And they'll give it to you. And sometimes it'll have like a little card inside with their Bookstagram on it, or their podcast, or whatever. And this is pretty common at book events, is people trading items. What's popular is like friendship bracelets that have like something from the book spelled out on it, or like that's specific to a certain author or trope. Like they'll say things like enemies to lovers. These are really popular, so you can look it up, see you know, what the event, if it's like a romance event that you're going to, then I mean, just tailor the item that you're making to romance readers. So it could be, you could write things on it like enemies to lovers, or brother's best friend, or just, anything, specific things from books. You just spell it out on the little friendship bracelet and you can pass it out. This is a great conversation starter. And it's just a fun thing to do, especially if you're someone who's more shy but you're crafty. It's just an easy in with people. It gives you, I'm somebody that I want to feel like I'm contributing. And sometimes I guess I like to give things to people. My love language is gift giving. So I'm going to give something to people. I want to contribute. And this is a great way to do that. So, next, I would say bring a neck fan. I know that sounds crazy, but as someone who recently attended Book Bonanza, which is a large book event, so they're not always going to be this large or this hot, but Book Bonanza in the summer in Texas, it's miserable, guys. So bring a fan, a neck fan. Keep yourself cool. It gets so hot. Stay hydrated. So bring things to drink. bottled waters, whatever you need to do. I know I'm a rep for Ghibli, and they have a bedazzled crossbody carrier that you can put a 40-ounce Stanley in, and I love it, you guys. It's a lifesaver. It goes across your chest. That your 40-ounce strength carrier just hangs on like a purse. Perfect for book events. So I would recommend something like that if you're someone who stays thirsty. A lot of events will have water around or beverages, so that's great as well. So, like I said, my first event, I showed up alone. I went to Authors in the Bluegrass, really didn't know what to expect. I did the 1 day signing. I got so lucky because I got there, I went to the bathroom, got in line. The person in line in front of me was another fellow bookstagrammer, and her name's Amanda. So it was so lucky that she was there and that I had seen her face on Bookstagram, because then I was like, oh my gosh, like we follow each other, and we were able to kind of connect and chat. Um, and it was just so nice. It was nice to have that connection and also to feel like you know somebody there. And so I actually had ended up doing the event because it was Amanda's post that I had seen. She's from, I think, somewhere in Tennessee. So it just worked out that like she was going to be there, I was going to be there. We did not plan to go together, but it just worked out that we both were there and we both were alone. So find other people that you can connect with, or other people that, this is why, I guess this is why it's important to be um, talking to people online, making connections. If you are someone in the book community and you're new, like find your group. So for me, good girls underscore read underscore bad books. That's Amanda that I was telling you all about. She is so nice. So good girls read bad books. We just kind of connected that day and we chatted in line, and it was great to have someone that I knew there, and not even that we knew each other, but great to have a commonality if we both love romance. So try to talk to people in line around you. Don't be afraid to talk to people in line around you. I've been to so many book events and I've never had anyone tell me I don't want to talk to you or blow me off or treat me rude. And it's not because I'm a great conversationalist. It's not because I'm not awkward. It's just that we're all here because we love these people and these books. So coming to a book event with similar authors, you at least know that the person in line near you is there to see an author you love, an author that's similar, that fits into the same genre, and it gives you an in. It's a great way to start chatting. Here are some things that you can say to people to kind of get a conversation started. Something I like to say is, I'll look around me, there'll be someone usually in front of you in line or behind you in line, and just expect that you're going to be in lines all day. You line up to go into signing rooms, you line up to be um, in an author's line to get things signed. So you know commonalities that you have with people. Something I love to do is I'll choose someone in front or behind me, and sometimes even both. Like I'll just kind of back up a little bit so we're in a triangle formation, and I'll be like, who do you guys want to see here today? I'll say, I'm so excited to be here. Who are you guys most excited to see? And that's a great way to start a conversation. And it also pulls in people around you because they're feeling the same way that you are. We're all weird. You know what I mean? Like we're all uncomfortable. Some people have never been in this situation before. It's out of their comfort zone. Nobody's ever looked at me and been like, I really don't want to talk to you. No one's ever turned around when I tried to talk to them. So I think something, if you are uncomfortable or you're not sure what to say to people, you've come to an event alone, a great way to start is just finding a commonality with people. So when they tell you who they're most excited to see, don't be afraid to use that to connect. Mention any books that you've read by the author that they've told you about, or mention the authors that you can't wait to meet. And that may be someone that they didn't say, but someone that they really want to meet as well. So in the end, we're all just fans excited to see our personal celebrities. Another option that I love is you kind of just be like, have you been to this signing before? Especially if it's a signing that's happened a couple years. So I did attend the Love Y'all Book Fest in February. This one would not have worked there because it was the first one. So really make sure if it's an event that's been occurring a year or two, you're usually going to run into people that are really excited to tell you about the experience they've had there before, or they're going to be in the exact same boat as you and they're going to say, "No, I've never been here. Like I'm so excited about it though, and it's a great way to connect." I would say initiate the conversation, step out of your comfort zone, or you know, if someone initiates that conversation with you, then give them something back. Like talk to them a little bit and find that commonality because understanding that we're all uncomfortable and we're all excited, it's just like it's a powerful thing to be there with people that you have commonalities with. So you find those commonalities and use them to chit chat, pass the time, whatever. I'm not saying you have to be best friends with these people, but I'm saying like make it an enjoyable time for you and them both, you know? So some things to remember for book events is you're going to want to wear comfy shoes. You're going to be standing all day. I would say comfortable but not ugly. So if it's something that you're embarrassed or uncomfortable wearing because you think these are comfy but they don't look cute, then do something else because you want to look and feel your best. I've been in that situation where I had on a cute shirt, I had on little blue jeans, and then I had an ugly pair of tennis shoes. And I was like, looking back, I had a full body picture and I was like, I look like somebody's mom. So I would say wear something that's comfortable but also functional and something that you're comfortable wearing. I think I was a little uncomfortable at that event because I felt like my shoes just look weird, so don't be in your mind about things. Go ahead and pre-plan your outfit that you want to wear. I do think some events have people that cosplay and people that like to dress up and have fun. So definitely look and see if there's a costume portion to the signing that you'll be attending because sometimes there's a ending party or an opening event where people will be dressed up as their favorite characters. So make sure you look into that. Like I said, read everything that you're given, all the information you're given about the event. Don't be afraid to go to the Instagram of the event and look at their tag post and see what people wore last year. If you don't know what to show up in, check and see what it looks what people were wearing last year, what they were wearing because you don't want to be too formal but you don't want to be like too relaxed. I'm just going to say wear what you want to wear. No one's going to shame you for wearing what you want to wear. At Book Bonanza, people were dressed in all kinds of ways. I'm more of a jeans and t-shirt kind of girl, so that's what I did. But there were people there full makeup, full costumes, and nobody cared. It's just a place to come and be comfortable and be yourself and be authentic and connect with others. Guys, this community is so amazing if you will let it be. I've heard of people that have put off going to conventions and book signings because they're scared. And I get that. It's okay to be anxious about something that you've never been, and it's scary to put yourself in a situation where you don't know what to expect. But if you need someone to help you know how to prepare for a book event or to give you that courage to purchase the ticket, even if you don't have anyone to go with you, reach out to me. I will hype you up. I will tell you what you need to know. I've been to so many and they're all so great. And it's just a great time. And it's the fun thing about being in this community and being part of something bigger than yourself. It's just awesome. And I would hate for you all to miss out on that because you're anxious or because you don't know what to expect or because you're nervous, you know? So I think sometimes it's okay to be out of our comfort zone. I think it helps us to grow as people. It helps you to find your own people. Imagine you go to an event and you meet someone and they become your best friend. Like these are like-minded people and people that honestly are just super fun and high energy to be around. So that was what I wanted to cover with you guys today was just book events and being prepared for them and what to expect. I'm going to make a post on my Instagram about things that you can bring with you to book events that would be helpful, and I'll include the pictures. But it was just so great chatting with you guys today, and I'll plan to see you next time.